Hey, so this is Lucid. I'm doing a test game where we are going to be running off an army of Scelaria against meme-blessed Annakites, because you can't do anything in middle-aged unless you can kill Annakites, or at least that is how any discussion about strategy goes. And certainly it is something to consider. I don't know if that is the metric to always compare yourself to. Because it is a very strong strategy. The bless we have for the Annakites is a quickness, fire shock resistance, and blood surge bless. This gives them very, very high stats. I've got 10 Annakites moving in with this guy. He's not going to be casting any spells. We're trying to kind of simulate an early game battle before really anything gets researched. But presumably not too late, he could have body ethereal and stuff. But then Scelaria would have spells, and right now we're doing kind of no spells. The only thing is some spells will be cast when they go off script, so I'm not totally sure how that will go, but we're trying to avoid it. Though I do want Scelaria spamming Apostasy, which is something they're going to do versus Annakites with absolute certainty. So basically it's blessing, blessing, blessing attack, hold an attack here, and then with Scelaria, Annakites cost 115 gold, so we are going to be moving in... If you do the math, basically, because there's 10 of them, and because retarius costs 10 gold apiece, that means I would be able to bring 115 retarius, which I could probably recruit just as quickly as he could recruit 10 Annakites. So this seems kind of fair. This is only 85, so it's way less than 115. But whatever, we're going to do that, and then we're going to bring a few more mages than he does, but again, if you're playing Scale Scelaria, you can get 6 thaumaturgs early in the game if you're getting rushed by Ashdod pretty easily. It's in a 4-2 communion, so 4 slaves, 2 masters. The master's basically going to be doing Divine Blessing, Power of the Sepulchre. I actually should probably switch the order of this. We'll do Divine Blessing, Power of the Sepulchre, and then Apostasy. And this guy's just going to be in the front spamming Apostasy. And then both these guys need to be on advance and cast spells. They're near the front. The communion slaves are in the back. This guy will get hold, hold, hold. Our formation, we've also brought about 300 undead, which would be a lot for an early game fight, but definitely something that you can manage if you're getting undead from the very beginning in your cap, which I would suggest you do if you play Scelaria. The retarius squads are split across all the things, and I'm not totally sure how this is going to go. I've never had to fight Ashdod in the early game, so I was kind of theory crafting, saying that Scelaria would be fine, but we'll see. Okay, so let's watch the battle here. Oh, I guess I put some PD in here too, which is fine. The PD is just going to get eaten up, though. Okay, and we can see the Annakites getting in here. So far we haven't been able to hurt them. One of the problems with trying to hurt Annakites is that they have really high defense, or they usually have pretty high defense. You can see we've got a big harass penalty on them, 9. So before they're harassed down, their shield's going to block most everything. But these retarius hit for a lot if they don't hit the shield. Like this guy, he's definitely going to die. We're probably going to get their commander, which is a bit unfortunate, because they're just going to rout. But that is a problem, actually, when you're using giant factions, is like, how do you protect your commander? So, there he goes, and now they're going to rout. I think these guys can go... Oh no, they can't. Oh, they still have the PD commander here, so they're not going to rout yet until this guy dies, but he is not long for this world. Yeah. But you can see they haven't even routed yet. Like, they have not routed, and they're all dying. So, anyway, I think this definitely passes the theory craft realm of... I was just kind of joking around in Discord saying that, oh yeah, feel free to rush me with your Ashdod Giants if I'm playing Scelaria, because this is what will happen. I will lose a bit of chaff, which I can replace, and you will lose really expensive Annakites, which you cannot replace. I wonder how many of my... Okay, most of my retarius died, though, so I lost half of them. But that's the other thing, is all my losses were very replaceable, and as a scales nation, if you are similar sized to a non-scales nation, if you're trading equally in gold, that's good for you. So in this case, we traded far more than equally in gold. We traded very, very favorably for us, because like he would have had to have killed all my retarius, and then we killed this dude and the Annakites. I think if you were to look at total gold, it would probably be pretty similar. The difference in a cost between the kind of how much he spent on Annakites and how much I spent on retarius would be made up for by the fact that I brought more thaumaturgs. But yeah, anyway, that's basically how you can handle an Annakite rush. This is probably the best Annakite build too. I think the quickness build is really, really good. The quickness blood surge, and this will chew through a lot of things, but the key to fighting the quickness bless here is you need to, or the quickness blood surge bless, is you have to attack their defense. To attack their defense, you have to surround them. To surround them, you need a ton of chaffy units, which is why we have our skeletons. And then you need things which are ideally cheap and glass cannon-like to hit through it, and in that way, these guys do the trick pretty damn well. So, yeah, anyway. Okay, I'm going to do one more little battle, actually. I realized maybe you could say, well, you wouldn't send the Annakites in versus a big swarm like that with them completely unsupported. Sure, you might not be able to recruit, tons of Annakites for, a very early year one type battle, but you would have some supporting army that would help, keep some of the chaff off of them. And having 300 skeletons would probably be about all of your year one production as Scelaria. So this would probably be more like a turn like 14-15 battle, in which case you might have more Annakites than this, but you probably wouldn't have them all in one spot, or you'd be super vulnerable to getting attacked. And whereas everybody, like any middle-aged build, gets compared to Ashdod Annakites, if you run a Quickness Bliss, you have to be very careful about wholeheartedly attacking one person and leaving another flank open, because it's very easy that people form a coalition against you, since nobody wants to fight Quickness Ashdod meme giants. So anyway, I'm giving this guy a bodyguard so he does not die as early. We are doing some of your just basic starting units on flanks. They're on hold and attack, and so probably these guys will run forward a little bit, but they'll prevent them from getting surrounded quite as badly. I don't know perfectly how it will line up, but it's basically the same idea. From Scalaria's side, we're basically going to be sending in the same army. Since we are sending in significantly more gold with this on the Ashdod side, I have bumped the retarius group up to 100 instead of 85, so it's about 15 more. And it's about the same amount of undead. Do we have a little less, actually? We do have a little less. So it's a little fewer undead. I think I was 140 on both, but anyway, we're about 30 undead shorter. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's basically it, same script. And let's see if it was a fluke, or if perhaps Ashdod with meme-blessed giants can chew their way through a Scalarian horde early in the game without much research on either side. Because once research is on the table, I think Scelaria starts to pull ahead dramatically. Not only can they do Horde of Skeletons and stuff, but they can also do Rigor Mortis. And Rigor Mortis for Quickness Annakites is not very good. Those guys are going to get fatigued out very quickly against a large chaff horde. Okay, there go our guys. They're running forward. Here come the Annakites. They're going to hit at about the same time with the Quickness guys being there a little bit in front. And you can see them chewing their way through. Did all of these guys get blessed? I think so. Okay, well, a couple of them did not. Oh, fair amount of them didn't get blessed. We might... Okay, only 2. Okay, so anyway, not perfect blessing, but that's actually kind of an issue with Ashdod. I mean, you'll have a prophet probably to do divine blessing, but you don't have Holy 3 priests, so sometimes you don't get all your Annakites. So this does not make it a perfect test, But you can see they're holding up better because they didn't get completely flanked. They had some people on the side, and they're in a nice little box formation rather than kind of being more spread out. But these guys in the corner, yeah, are going to die first. You can see that guy died. This guy's probably not long for the... Okay, he's doing okay. Even though he didn't actually get blessed, which is odd. And here we go. The quickness Annakites are doing their thing. They're chewing through these guys. But the problem is, every time they lose one, and like this guy's about to die, they are going to get more and more surrounded, and as they get surrounded, their defense score drops, and as their defense score drops, they're less likely to use their shield, and as they can't use their shield, they start taking more and more damage, especially from the retarius. And here you can see they routed. And we basically have a very similar result. They get butchered, they kill a bunch of my skeletons and some of my retarius, and yeah, so... Anyway, that is basically what happens if you try to rush Scelaria with giants, so yeah.